Well, hey, thanks for tuning in. Hope you're all doing well today. Hope you're having a fabulous week and a fabulous weekend. It's absolutely stunning here in Terrace, British Columbia. It's super warm. Summer has arrived in full force. I believe it'll be, in the 80s today. High 20s. Very exciting. Very happy. I'm kind of glad that we're doing the stream first thing in the morning. Anyways, so thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Hope you're having a great week, and the week coming up is going to be awesome. Really appreciate you listening in and seeing what's going on and seeing what we're going to be doing, seeing what's new with the campaign series and all that good stuff. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the subscribes. They really do help, and I really do appreciate it. So a huge thank you. And a big thank you to our patrons. Every little bit helps, so really thank you for helping out with that. It just means a lot to me, so thank you. Hey, Natkinway, good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. So, a couple things. The updates are still out and available if you're interested for Vietnam and Middle East. They are beta updates, so for you to tinker with and whatnot. And with your help, we've actually found a few little things, so thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Thanks for chiming in and letting us know what's wrong. What have I been doing? I have been working on the Iranians. I'm pretty much doing a QA/QC of the major organizations to make sure that the platoons are actually correct. I had noticed starting in the 70s that I was doing some copying and pasting, and I did not actually have the right numbers. So that's why I've been doing this QA and QC, just to make sure that everything is right. So it'll save me a lot of time in the future when I load it into the organization editor to make sure that it works. So I'm trying to do as much upfront stuff so I don't have to do it in the future. I know I'll have to because I'm not infallible. I'm going to make mistakes, but if I can catch them earlier, that just saves me a lot of time in the future. As you can see, we're in 1982. We are with the Republican Guard troops, which is really good. I'm going through this really quickly, which is nice. That makes my life a lot easier. Once this QC is done, then I'll focus just on these units, creating the new units where they are needed. For example, this Toyota with a machine gun. I'm not going to, at least in the initial version, I'm not going to have a difference between a Republican Guard T-72 and a regular Artesh, which is the regular Army T-72. They're going to look the same, but they will have different roundels underneath them. Hey, John, good to see you. Hope you're doing well today. But anyways, at least they'll be there, and since they're all going to have they will have unique, there will be duplicates within the structure, so that if you do want to add visual differences, it'll be available to do it, or I can do it at a later date. But just to, expedite the process to make sure that, we get something out to you guys, I'm trying to get this done for 2.4 for Middle East. At least have the organizations for you, and maybe a map done, and maybe 1 or 2 scenarios to throw in the update, and then I can add scenarios in the future. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping to do here. At least for 2.4. We're trying to make 2.4 and 1.4 for Vietnam a little more meaningful in order to, justify having that 2.4. Hey, Scud, thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. So yeah, again, trying to get this done. We're hoping by Christmas, at least so you guys have something to play with for Middle East, which will be exciting and fun. Anyways. For Vietnam, basically it'll just be adding scenarios. So as I do build scenarios, I will obviously include them in the updates. Speaking of that, someone had actually mentioned where are scenarios? Vietnam. Nope, those are old. Where are they? Oh, here they are. So, someone had mentioned something about... What was it? I'm trying to remember the name. Ripcord. Aha. So I have started a ripcord scenario. I just haven't. Maybe one day we'll play it together, but I haven't finished it. So yeah, you can see that I have started stuff. For example, here, I've started quite a few different things. I just haven't got around to them. But you'll see that in our list here, we do have some other things coming. So there's additional scenarios for ones that weren't included, which I will definitely be working on. And we have a whole bunch of TET scenarios that also I need to get going and working on to release. So some of these have been released already. Some of them have not. I'm trying to... But there are more coming. Anyways, just a matter of having time. But most importantly, we have a whole bunch of Cambodia and Laos scenarios. For the campaign, for example. So these are by David Gulster. Most of these scenarios, I'm really excited to get these out there. They do need to be scripted, so yeah, expect that to come. There's a whole bunch of stuff coming for Vietnam. It's going to be epic. And then the last thing I'm going to do for Vietnam was going to build the North Koreans for obvious reasons. Now, there is... Did I hear correctly when I... Hi, Stipe, good to see you. Did I hear correctly when you recently said the update is expected around December? Yeah, that's what we're aiming for. We're aiming for a December, hopefully Christmas, depending on Slytherin's schedule, of course. But we're aiming for that time, yeah, around Christmas. It might be a little before or it might be after, just after. But 2.4 and 1.4, that's our plan, is to release around then. And they will be much like they are now, except there will be one significant update, and that is the front-end update that I showed you guys before. So, once Petri has tinkered with that a little bit more to make sure that he's good with how he wants to sew it, then I'll show it again as we get closer to it. But yeah, and that's the scenario selection screen, the front end, basically. He rebuilt the front end, and that's really cool. Yeah, so... the other thing I wanted to show you, just as an aside, so I also play Axis and Allies, and I have just finished a map. Yeah, this is a shameless plug, but that's okay. Anyways, so I have developed a brand new map based on the 36 Global War map. This is the Global Axis and Allies 1940 version. It's just black and white. And basically what it is, I'll zoom in here for you. It has a lot of little tweaks and whatnot to make life a little bit easier for setup. So, for example, I've included all the setup information on the map itself. I as a cartographer, I made the map, obviously. Added some key things so that if there's an icon there, then you want to look to see what kind of additional points you have. Lots of little things like that. Anyways, so I set that up on my table. It looks really nice. I kind of like it, and I have given one to the guy that I play with. But anyways, yeah. So something like this, just for understanding of how long something like that takes. It took probably about 200 hours to get that done. So yeah. Little things like that. Some of the things I do for fun. Alright, we are going to hopefully wrap up this not Middle East, the West Front. Oh, shoot, I clicked the wrong thing. Oh, no, I didn't. That's right. This West Front game. And basically, we're just exiting units and doing some minor things. How's it going, Stipe? What's new? Tell me a story. We're not played by email. Oh, FYI, I will be gone probably in August, the last week of August, so I will be releasing some videos in lieu of my absence. I'm driving down south to go see my folks and my grandmother. The other thing is that on the 17th, which is my birthday, I will be doing 2 streams that day. The first stream will be on the Slitherine site through their Twitch channel, just as an FYI. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to play Operation Starlight for that morning session. So that is 8 o'clock my time in the morning on the 17th. So that would be a good one for you, Stipe, because that's in your early evening or mid-evening or something like that. And then I'll have my regular evening stream. Once upon a time, an unemployed and failed to get admitted art student caused a bunch of problems. That is true. Touché, sir. Touché. That's actually pretty funny. I don't have any visions of grandeur, so that's a bonus. Alright. We're pretty much done this turn, and basically what we're doing here, we're cleaning up a couple of pockets, which is going fairly well, and I haven't even been using artillery. If I'd been using artillery, this would be way easier to clean up, but I just haven't bothered. We have this last town to capture, so basically those are the 3 pockets, just as an FYI. There's a pocket here, there's a pocket here, and then there's this up here. So we're cleaning this, but mostly we're exiting troops, and we have a really efficient system here of doing that. We should be able to wrap this up pretty quick. With each turn that goes on, we'll have less and less units to move, so it'll go fast. So let's end the turn, see what happens. Damn machine guns. Oh, jeez. That reduced by 2. Oh, I hit enter too soon. Alright, let's clean this up, or try to. Or not. Well then. Oh, we didn't draw fire. Gosh darn it. Alright, let's swing around, see if we can take out this gun. There we go. Now they are isolated. How are we going to do this? So, doing that, they can't retreat, which means that, see, they're taking double losses now. So, that's one way of doing it. We took a loss, but we can kill them far more efficiently now if there's a retreat. Yeah, there we go. Just like that. Bada boom. Magic. Now these guys are stuck. Let's get them back. Oh yeah, we're running into this town here. I know that's pretty well occupied, so I'm just gonna maneuver and get some more troops in there. This kind of sucks. Damn it. up some more reinforcements. And here we're just getting organized. Oops, I shouldn't have moved that. That's a full platoon. That's not good. Here we're clearing those woods. Yeah, I'm excited for the new stuff that's coming out. Again, I need more time in a day, but I'm making progress, and it feels good to make that kind of progress. Especially with the organizations. They are so tedious. Oh, with that being said, if anyone knows some good order of battle information for the North Koreans outside of the war, would be fantastic. Like if they know organizations as they were developed or as they were structured in the 60s and 70s and 80s, that would be fantastic if you could point those in my direction. During the war, I have really good information, but it's obviously outside of our standards that I need, or inside of our standards that is outside of the war, because we build the order of battles from 1948 to 1985 and try and get them as historical as we can. Obviously, they're not perfect, but I like to have at least a good head start. Ah, fire truck. See, that was a total waste. I should be loading these trucks. I didn't realize that they were empty. These empty too? No. So that's the end of that. We could load that up, get them going. They're full. Mike Amos might. Yeah, maybe. I know he has good information for the war, but I don't think he has good information for outside of the war. That also being said, if you all know good information for World War II stuff, I mean, I have a whack load of books, but most of them are not very current. So if you know what the latest and greatest order of battle books are, that would be handy. I have some on my wish list for Amazon for the Japanese. I'm actually kind of looking forward to building the Japanese. I don't know a lot about them, so I think it'll be interesting to see. Oh, shit. Sometimes I'm not the swiftest current in the stream and I pick the wrong thing. That's too bad. So all these are just the exit point. which is awesome. Aiming for 10,000. That's what we're aiming for. So all the full trucks, they're going that way. All the empty trucks, they're heading north. Alright. Pick up some stuff there. So again, loaded trucks go this way, empty trucks go that way. So Randy, apparently, is making a massive scenario for D-Day. And he had an interesting poll over at the Blitz Club. And he was asking, do you think we should have boats on it or not? And actually, there were some good points in there. And I think the most important point was, I think that was by you, Scud. That if there's going to be combat involved with the boats, then they should be included. And I think that really makes a lot of sense. I absolutely agree with that. If there wasn't going to be any combat, if it was just like a literal just transport thing, then yeah, then I can see what's the point of having all these boats, because it's just extra movement, totally unnecessary. So yeah, in that sense, I think that was a really good poll for one thing, and it was a really good discussion topic, I think. And that's a very interesting thing to think about for scenario design in itself. You know, you want to make things that are interesting but still practical. If they're not practical, then why include them in the scenario, maybe? I don't know. What do you think? I noticed someone else in a different discussion and how they don't like fixed units. I can understand that. But sometimes you need to have those units to show, you know, kind of like scope of operation or limitations that the commanders were faced. So, I don't know. I don't know how to... I like fixed units, as long as they have the opportunity to be released. Or, if they weren't included, then maybe an explanation about why they weren't included. I don't know. What do you think? Alright, that's done. We can call her good. Oh, we lost our engineers. Reduced by 3. Jeez, look at that. So many losses, that's insane. $27 headquarters, unable to ride supply, which makes sense, everything is moving. 20 units low on ammo, we have 4 out of 8 units that have recovered morale. Alright, let's go zoom back in here. What the hell? It would help if there were closer exits for the boats, no points. Just for ease of management, or an easier way to delete them without having to move them all. Yeah, I wish there was a way to do that, but there isn't, unfortunately. But yeah, I wish there was an easy way to do that for sure. Like, for example, all these boats down here. Like, if I could just right-click, remove from gameplay or something like that, but it's not possible. You have to literally be on the edge. On the bright side, they're no longer relevant, so I don't have to really move them anymore, so that's kind of nice, but it's still, you're right, it is a pain. Alright, let's see if we can deal with this. Really? Oh. Oh no, that was not enough. At least we're going to have tanks here. That'll help. Oh man, they got hit. Buggers. Can I shoot? Oh, I can. Except with this. Jeez, really? So they're in here somewhere. Oh, look at that. We got into it. Perfect. Oh, that poor Ranger platoon's almost done. Crap. Oh, there's more in there. Son of a... Okay. Just racking up the points. Look at that. 3,278. Let's go into 4D. Also, if you're on Facebook, Anthony, I think it's Anthony Watson, he is playing the Market Garden scenario, which is a massive scenario, but he is updating it every once in a while on the on Facebook. So I recommend going over to the Campaign Series Hangout and seeing what he's doing. It's pretty impressive. Ah, crap. Oops. Overstacked. John, yeah, I've been following his Market Garden battle. Quite the fight. Yeah, no kidding. And the latest post that he did was making sure that one understands, you know, keeping your units together in those large, really big battles like he's playing now. And that's so important, especially for supply. And that, you know, that's one thing that's very important too for... Ah, crap. Misclicked. For the Middle East and Vietnam games, especially since they have actual supply units. And in Vietnam's case, there are situations where you have to deal with supply. You know, making sure that your supply trucks are going to where they need to go. Ah, shoot. I didn't check. That's my mistake. I need to turn that around. Need to turn this around, just so I remember, hey, that's going the wrong way. So we have empty trucks. Let's load up a bunch of stuff. Bada boom. Makes our life easier. Ooh, that's not what we want. There we go. Let's double time these guys. Get them on the highway. Oh, disrupted. So some of these are more than 12, which means that the trucks, they're taking their time. We'll load up those leaders. It's the machine gun. That's the thing that's holding everything up. The 50 cal. Apparently it's heavy. So I know there's a platoon in there that we need to deal with. We need to deal with that. We've captured that pocket down there. So I think we're on the way to do things right. Let's end the turn. Maybe. Yes. We need to go hunt that mortar down because that's driving me insane. Oh, they're going after the tanks. Jeez, 2. "21 headquarters, unable to provide supply, 20 units low on ammo, 4 units have recovered morale," which is nice. Look at that. We'll just leave those guys there to keep an eye on those. Alright, let's clean this up. I saw the leader picture of Craig H. Foster, who was instrumental in the early days of the campaign series. Whatever happened to him? Oh, I have no idea. You know, that's a good question. I have no idea. On the bright side, removing a lot of these headquarters is going to make our life easier. Ah, crap. Not enough. Oop, went too far. He had a sight, but I think it's down. There was another guy, Von Niemak, who cranked out the scenarios, and his scenarios were awesome. They were so well researched. Von Niemak, or Niemak, or I don't know how you say it, but man, he was really good at scenario design. I don't know whatever happened to him either. Interesting. So we need to deal with that headquarters. We can see it, but we have to hunt it down first. Cut across. I missed the extra 2D levels in this regular JTS. Oh, I know, right? I can't wait to have those in the future. It'll be such an improved quality of life feature is having those extra. Not only that, just, you know, scrolling between the zoom levels with the scroll button on the mouse. I missed that so bad. Here I am. I have my mouse on my keyboard, or my hand on my keyboard, where the 1, 2, 3, 4 zoom levels are, in order to flip back and forth. Whereas with the Vietnam and Middle East games, you can just use your mouse button, and it's so much easier. So much easier. It's little things, but they add up. Alright, here, the fight in the town. Seriously? Ouch. Oh, that was encouraging. Well, let's try an assault. Probably not a wise idea, but let's try. Ah, fire truck. Nope. No joy. Come on. No joy. Oh, they're still disrupted. Oh, let's go hunting for that blasted mortar. Ah, he's disrupted too. Gosh darn it. Okay. Can we deal a death blow to these guys? Maybe. Oh, no, those guys. At least they're in a pocket now, I guess. Alright. Well, we have the cavalry coming to help. Alright, that's that. I think we're pretty well done. Except for this. Let's end it, see what happens. Come on, Peanut. Oh, getting just butchered. Oh, we lost the tank. Well, that makes our life easier. 14 headquarters, unable to provide supply, so we've removed a lot of them. 22 units low on ammo, obviously because we removed headquarters. And then 4 units have recovered morale out of 10. This guy's not happy still, so let's just hit him. We're trying to take these things out. Let's move this platoon down this way. Let's make sure that we're not going to get captured. Man, really? Try. Oh, we pushed them out of the town. That was kind of nice. Just like that magic, eh? Oh, no. No joy. Okay, let's try to assault it. Nope. There was a headquarters somewhere around here. There it is. There we go. Got it. Ooh, that must be a big one. We reduced it by 2, and it's still alive. Either a regimental or a division. Any guesses? Probably, I'm gonna say regiment. Reassuring words you don't want to hear from your CO. There was a headquarter around here somewhere. Touché, sir. Touché. Alright, let's see if we can kill this guy. I know we're using an anti-tank gun, but that's all we have. Well, that's encouraging. We have the 50 cal. Oh, can't see him. No. I wish they were as effective as the German machine guns. Ah, shoot. That was an empty vehicle. That's not good. Okay, we'll load them up. Let's move these. Using a couple of different stops on the way because of pathfinding. Sometimes the pathfinding is not my friend. There's a video out there where a 50 cal machine gun knocks down a cinder block wall with little effort. The Ma Deuce is still in use today. Yeah, right. Although I think the Ma Deuce is the truck. Is the six-wheel vehicle. Ah, shoot! It's just an improved position. Come on. No joy. We're gonna get in there. I don't have to call in my artillery. Alright, I think that's it. Let's end it. See what happens. Call it in, rip them. Yeah. Alright, next turn we'll call in all the guns. Save some of our infantry casualties, because man, they're taking a beating. Yeah, come right towards our 50 cal. Do it, do it. Alright. Can we just overrun this? Almost. Sugar. Really? Oh, crap, really? So this guy was firing at a +3, so he did a real good number on them. Now we should easily overrun that. Okay. Got rid of the mortar, finally. This guy's disrupted. Let's try and take him out. Oh, got him. Let's go chasing him. Ah, I can't. So frustrating. Draw the fire. Nope. Let's try to assault. Nope. Oh, we did get a disruption though. These guys happy? Nope, they're still good. Can't even kill a freaking headquarters. Alright, let's call in the guns. We're gonna totally clean this up. "14" that'll decimate that. I don't know about these 5". Oh man, this is going to be terrible. Just in case. Oh, they're out of range. Alright, that'll take care of that, hopefully. Pile it on. Oh yeah. We should absolutely be able to rock that. Passing 6,000. Yes, just past 6,000 points. Whatever it is, it recovered. Seriously? Oh, must be a division headquarters, because that's the third one that we knocked off. No, a core one, because that's the 5th one we knocked off. Or 4th one. There we go. We finally eliminated that. That makes our life a lot easier. Perfect. We have a traffic jam now. Yeah, Corps headquarters is now toast because they have 5 strength points. And I think the Army headquarters, they have 6, but there would definitely not be an Army headquarters on the beach here. I mean, maybe, but I don't think so. Load up some guns. Load up these guys. Beaches are looking pretty bare. Alright, let's deal with this. What's there? Only one squad. Half a squad. Oh. See if we can overrun it. Yay! Perfect. So I think that's pretty much all we need to do. Did we deal with this? Yes. That's all good. This, we're gonna wait for the artillery. Let's see what kind of damage the guns can do. While we take casualties. Damn it. Oh, we got reduced it by 1. That's good. Ouch. Poor engineers. 11 headquarters unable to provide supply. It's because we're removing them. 27 units low on ammo, which makes sense because we're removing our headquarters. 3 artillery units unavailable. We have 3 units that are recovered. Let's watch. No effect is not a good start. That is also not a good start. Oh, yay, we got a reduction. And a disruption. That's good. Whoa, reduced by 4. Holy crap, did you see that? So this was a massive concentration of artillery that has not had a lot of effect. Oh, that got hit. Huh. That is surprisingly terrible. So, this guy here should be overrun quickly, I think. You got reduced by 4. There we go. Well, let's fire. Fire into this mess. Is there anything that's not disrupted? That's not disrupted. Now it is. Let's hit it again. Well, we took 2 hits on it, so let's try to assault. Oh, excellent. Alright, so we cleaned that up. That makes me happy. Might as well load up infantry. Oh, seriously? Nope. The headquarters, they are moving slower. So that's a regimental headquarters. Knows the difference in movement rates between the regimental headquarters and the battalion headquarters. So yeah, keep that in mind. Your larger headquarters are going to move a lot slower than the smaller ones, which makes sense. There's a lot less logistics to them. So let's clean this up if we can. This view. Oh wait, before I move, I assault this guy. I should keep him in line of sight, so in case bad things happen, we're keeping him where we need to be. Alright, we have a lot of rangers here. Let's try to assault it. Nope. Oh, there we go. Let's try and clean this up. There's one. Can we take him out? No. Yes. Look at that. These guys are down to 1 strength point. That's terrible. Okay. Clean them up. They're good to go. I'll just get all these guys on the road. That's good, that's good. These guys can advance. You know, I don't think there's 10,000 points on the board. These guys are overstacked, so let's mix them up. Alright, that's that. Let's end it. Oh, there's another. Oh, that platoon is still there. 6 headquarters unable to provide supply, which makes sense. Can I kill him? Oh, he's out of ammo. Oh, we got him. Finally. Let's load them up. It's interesting that there was only one exit objective. Like from a scenario design standpoint, would you want to have more than one objective, exit objective, or would you just want to have one, like in this case? Me, I usually have, you know, a handful. You know, especially on the main roads. Like for example, why is this exit objective out in the middle of nowhere? Maybe there's a historical reason for that. But it seems weird that this exit objective is here. Like, why not have one here, you know, one here in this town, one here on this road? Like, why there? That has me curious. If you have any ideas, let me know. What do you think? Breakout. Oh yeah, this is totally over. This is this is it. It's an interesting fight. That getting off the beach was the most fun. I was kind of hoping for some more fighting in the background here, but there wasn't a lot of defenses in the back once we broke through. That's where a larger scenario would be more interesting, in the sense that, you know, maybe not against the computer, but against a human player, having them have way more units to help defend. Like, even if the initial situation was terrible, but, you know, a hypothetical, or maybe not even necessarily a hypothetical, because the Germans still had a lot of units there. Some of the quality wasn't the best, but some of the quality was really good. So each player obviously would have their own way of doing things, so that could be kind of an interesting spin on how it all works out. Again, that's why I like the bigger scenarios, because, you know, usually you have options Like once we were off the beach here, this scenario was pretty much done, right? But if you're playing against, you know, a human or a huge scenario, then yeah, you might have got off the beaches, but you maybe 100 turns in, then maybe things are going the wrong way because the counterattack against the beaches is phenomenally awesome. Who knows, right? What's the best way? We want to go this way. That is one tank, so he can carry one of these 2 units. Let's not worry about... Oh, what's this? There's a full truck. Alright, let's end that. I think the exit hexes should be spread out in a scenario of this nature, preferably located on roads for this scenario, maybe 3 or 4. Yeah, exactly, right? It's kind of interesting that it's just the one. What am I doing? Well, we're over 7,000. Let's try and double time these guys. Ah, misclick. Darn it. What kind of scenarios do you like to play? Do you have any favorite types? Do you like set-piece assaults? Do you like city fighting? Do you like meeting engagements? Where do you find the most challenge? Also of note, in scenarios with exit hexes, the AI will tend to drop units back to cover the exit hexes. Human can exploit that tactic to his advantage. Yeah, and that's the other thing, is that also playing against the human, a human will have a tendency to stack on the exit objectives just to make, you know, that other player's life a complete pain in the rear. So that's where, if you have multiple options for them, then that makes defending them a lot harder. Alright, that's done, that's done, that's done. It's crazy to think how many units that we had. One headquarter unable to run supply, because there's probably only one left. Shoot. Alright, let's clean this up. You like meaty engagements, armored breakthroughs, and pocket breakouts. Those are my favorites. Ah, yeah. What's a good pocket breakout scenario? I like picnics in the park with baskets of grenades. That's a good one, Stipe. Yeah, it's a lot of engineers. Alright. Oh, we have a truck. Oh, I can't get around there. Shoot. Are we going to get the 10,000? I don't know. I don't think so. All the high value stuff is gone now, right? Ah, shoot, really? I mean, the engineers, they're worse stuff. Maybe we'll get lucky in that sense. Any guesses for a total? Oh, we only have 5 turns. Guess I should actually start double timing some of these things then. No sense double timing through trenches. Interesting. Where's our truck? What was the fastest way? I think he was cutting across this field. Well, I don't think these guys are going to make it. Oh, they're already buggered. Well, shoot, eh? All are good there. We should get 8,000 at least. $7,800. $7,900. Oops. Ah, that's not what I wanted to do. Another thing I miss was the random map generator. You could make some really interesting maps with Normandy Bocage, but alas, the map slider bars are gone. That feature was long... Oh yeah, that was way back when the Earth was greener. These guys are all fatigued. Oh, they're not. Now we have a traffic jam. Gosh darn it. A loss, but then a lot of positive additions have happened to the campaign series. Yeah, for sure. You can still build your own map, though. Just take some time. And that's why we started to include master maps inside the games for Vietnam and Middle East. For those that don't want to have, or don't have the time to make a map, there's still some really good master maps in there that allow you to cut out the area that you want to use. So, which, for example, if you also wanted to do some tweaking to it, it's easier to do with a mostly finished map than starting from scratch, let me tell you. The Sina is my favorite. Yeah, I want to expand that. I do. Both to the east and to the west, I want to do some expansion to that map, but just a matter of time. I'm gonna focus. The next map that I'm gonna build is the southern. Well, what is that? Southern Iran and kind of like north or west. No, eastern Iraq. So the Basra area. That'll be the next main map that I work on. I'm hoping it won't be too bad, just for the simple reason that it's going to be a lot of desert. So hopefully it will be relatively good to work on. And I'll include that obviously with, or I hope to include that with the 2.4 Middle East, as well as having the Iran and new Iraqis. So the new Iraqis, they a complete rebuild from what they used to be. It's pretty amazing. I can't wait to show you. 3 more turns. Ah! Ah, misclicked. Damn it. Also, damn it. Again, there's no sense double timing through trenches. They're totally not going to make it, but the trucks might. They're not going to make it either. So let's just see how far they can get. I think it will be a really interesting monster scenario to do the entire Sinai campaign in 67 or something like that. But then have it so that the Egyptians have some choices. I mean, the Israelis don't really have much choices. Their whole thing is just to get to the Suez Canal, right? But the Egyptians in their defense, based on how they were organized, and if I can expand that map to the west, then that might give them some more opportunities for figuring out how they want to defend the Sinai, utilizing the units that they have, and maybe the opportunity to incorporate some of the units that were, you know, on the canal or towards Alexandria or something like that. So there's interesting potential for options for the Egyptians. Of course, keeping in mind that the Egyptians, their troops are kind of crappy, so you have to use what you have. Have you given up on learning C? The course is rather long. I would suggest taking 2 weeks to go through either. Both of these learn C the hard way or C for everybody. Since Petri stepped up to the plate, I have stopped doing that so I can focus on building data. For me, the data needs to get done. Otherwise, we're never going to release anything. So I need to work as hard as I can on getting that stuff done for sure. But Petri so far has been doing awesome, and I'm really excited for the things that he's so far being able to do. Of course, everyone has their own different interests for where he wants to take things, and that I'm totally okay with that. So yeah, so basically I've stopped doing C. I will continue learning Lua in order to script the scenarios, because that's very important from a data management point of view. It makes, you know, I'm the one designing the scenarios. I'm the one who needs to know how to do the Lua scripting. We tried to do that with Birdo, where I would design the scenarios, and then I'd have to write up. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know. It's just one of those times. The key issue is time. Where do I spend my time? Do I spend hours learning something, or do I spend hours doing things that need to get done? There's so many things on my plate in order to get that stuff done. But I should, once I have things knocked out so we have time to do things, then yeah, I need to learn C. I agree. I totally need to learn it. I just am focusing on the data right now, totally. The data is the hold up in releasing new games, period. It's that simple. If we don't have the organizations, we can't build anything. If we don't have you never heard of picking up a project to avoid the stuff you're supposed to be doing? Touché, sir. Touché, sir. Yeah, that was the map that I showed you that I did for Axis and Allies Global 1940. Because, you know, spend it, mind you, that took probably, as I was saying before, it took like 200 hours to finish. But it was one of those things where hour here, hour there, I did it. Mostly because I play. Turned out really nice, though. I like it. Oh, we broke 8,000, so that's good. Get this headquarters off. 8,100. Freaking really? Ooh, it's gonna be close. Let's just double time these guys through the fields. Try and get close to the road as we can. Shoot. The other thing that I want to do is expand that Sinai map to the west, again, for additional combat areas for the 73 war. I think that could be potentially very interesting. Like, for example, what if, like hypotheticals, for example, if I include the Soviet order of battles that I'm still working on, eventually to Middle East, which I probably will do, just for the simple reason to have the Afghanistan war when the Soviets were there. So that's something to look forward to. Far future. I'd rather do the Iran-Iraq war first before that. But that's something that I'm interested in as well, is the Afghanistan war when the Russians were there. So another reason I'm building the Soviets is for that purpose, besides Cold War, because I think that would be quite fascinating to portray and play with. But yeah. So that being said, if the Soviets are in the order of battle, they had threatened to participate in the 73 war if the Israelis didn't stop at, their offensive, basically, once they started crossing the canal and whatnot. So, hypothetically, you could... what happens if a Soviet airborne unit had started to participate in that fight? What would that look like? I would assume that they would have been dropped off at one of the airfields at Alexandria or Cairo or something like that, and then they would have worked their way towards the front. So I think that could be a very interesting little engagement. Possibly include the U.S. support of the Mujahideen versus Russians in Afghanistan. So yeah, there would be definitely... So I'd have to develop the Mujahideen order of battles. I think there's kind of generic ones in there already. In country, what is it, 14 or 28? One of the two. They do have some generic tribal type organizations. Actually, that's one thing that I've been having a hard time finding, is actual information on structure of the Mujahideen in the 80s. They didn't have big organizations, obviously, so it's kind of interesting to learn about. There was a scenario in the Middle East, 67 Panzer campaigns by WDS, where the Soviets and U.S. intervened in the 73 war. Yeah, I'm not going to pull this. I'm not going to put the Americans in Middle East. Not anytime soon. Maybe when we do, if we do the the Persian Gulf War, the American invasion or the Iraqi invasion of Kuwait, followed by the coalition of troops to go take it back in the 91 affair. That might be something for the far future, but first, definitely the Iran-Iraq war will be the priority. Some guy in his neighborhood with AK-47s. Well, yeah, that's kind of pretty much it. But they did have some organizations, and I do have it written down somewhere what the organizations were called and the kind of sizes and the kind of weapons. But yeah, most of it was all ad hoc, right? So I was like, how do you do this for a game scale like this that we are doing? Like, for example, you could do it similar to Vietnam, but in the sense that... But in that sense, the Viet Cong they actually had structure. There was organizations because they'd been doing it for decades. They'd been doing it against the Japanese. They'd been doing it against the French. They'd been doing it against themselves. So yeah, there was a lot better structure and easier to find information for them by far. But the Mujahideen, yeah, no, it seems like it was just a lot of company-sized ad hoc groups based on village tribal organizations, right? It's like, oh, well, how do you represent the supply issue for the Mujahideen? How would you do that? I don't know. There's little things like that from a game perspective, you have to think about. So if you have ideas for things like that, that would be nice to hear. I'd be curious to hear what kind of solutions or resolutions or things like that we can figure out in order to make it work within the context of this game. Especially if I'm doing a Mujahideen scenario, a weekend type of a scenario against, how would you, in my head I can see it, like how would you structure the various fighting against, Soviet outposts for a week, for example. Like so many potentials, like setting up ambushes against convoys, that type of thing, right? Maybe, similar to the VC for sure, but there was a way better organization for the VC, higher structure, right? They had divisions, for example. The Mujahideen didn't. They didn't have structures higher than. I don't even think they had structures higher than a battalion. Oh, this is my last turn. Shit. I should have double timed those. I got distracted by the conversation. If you can get some rough stats on what their average supplies were in terms of number of arms per head or small group, then you could do an artificial supplies algorithm. Yeah, that's a good idea. Or you could do... so close. You could do, for example, each village or village complex could have a 1 strength point battalion headquarters that would be in charge of, a tribal company or a Mujahideen company sized unit. And then I'm sure there was a regional leader district leaders or something like that. So that could be like a regimental headquarter sized unit, but one strength point. The supplies would be relatively easy because you would assume that a lot of the villages similar to Vietnam would be either pro or against the Mujahideen. I think in that particular time in the 80s, most of them would be pro Mujahideen, so you could have like a little supply cache or something like that for each village, or maybe they'd be randomly generated for these areas. So obviously there would be a lot. You're not going to have a lot of vehicles for the Mujahideen. You'd be having probably, transport by horse or something similar to that. But yeah, so it would be, oh man, that's a tough one. Donkeys, yeah, exactly, donkeys. Yeah, no, totally, I agree. No joke at all. No, that makes perfect sense. Oh, one interesting thing is that I'm playing right now a playtest of a scenario designed by Kevin, and it is the first Korean War scenario that has been made in the Vietnam game. I'm kind of excited to see how it's going to work out. I am playing the Chinese and getting slaughtered, so that's kind of fun. Excuse me. I know there's not much point doing this. I'm just trying to see how far these units could have got and how many more turns I would have needed to organize or have these troops removed. This is just an interest thing for me. But then, yeah, I think it would be interesting to see, for example, the weapon changes when the Mujahideen started getting the Stingers. Well, I think that was 85, 84, 85, somewhere in there, they started getting Stingers, and how that impacted the helicopter tactics for the Soviets. So the nice thing about, after the initial invasion, it was just like a typical occupation, right? And most of the Soviets stuck around, the main roads. That was their, what's the word I'm looking for? Main areas of operation. Mostly around the roads. They didn't really venture out into the countryside. So as the Mujahideen, you basically had freedom of movement most anywhere except for various airborne operations. And that's where the things get interesting, is that there would be Soviet air assaults into various areas to clean out Mujahideen regions. And I think I can script those type of simple operations, like a helicopter landing, for example, an air assault, with Lua. So you'd be playing as the Mujahideen, and you would have these helicopter assaults coming in, but it'd be done by the AI. So the thing with that, just as a heads up, it's harder to do because everything is slower with the AI in that sense. So, for example, if you've been watching any of the things that I've been doing, you'll know that a combat assault, you're usually getting close to your landing zone, you're dropping down, you're staying within a few hexes, and then you're basically going to drop your helicopters in and get them off the ground all in the same turn. That's kind of the idea for safety. The scripting, you can't do that. You can get them to the ground and then unload and then take off again. So that's almost 3 turns worth of things that a human would do in 2 turns or 1 turn, just depending on how what the situation is on the ground. So that is something that it is possible. So that means I'm going to have to figure out, you know, the pacing. Once the units are on the ground, then okay, things can move a little bit better. But yeah, little things like that, that's going to suck. That's pretty much one thing stuck in memory from speaking with the Korean War vets, is mowing down wave after wave of Chinese soldiers. Oh yeah, right? That's going to be a messy engagement. Alright. That's it. We have actually finished the scenario. How'd we do? Oh, we totally rocked it. We rocked it really well. Objective points, we got a whole bunch, 13,000, just for basically exiting most of this stuff. But we had a major victory without exiting already. I was kind of curious to see how many that we'd be able to get off. I'm kind of surprised. We did take a lot of losses. I would say half of those losses were just getting off the beach, getting onto the beach, and then getting off the beach, at least. And then, as you saw down here, we were getting hit hard by the by infantry fighting. It was brutal. The Germans, they're tough. Basically every shot I was losing 1 or 2 strength points. Kind of sucked. But we cleaned off everything, so that's kind of good. I don't think there's anything left on the map. That was a fun scenario. Do I want to save it? Yeah, I do. Let's go in and see if there is anything. Just to see. I don't think there is. Zoom out. Yeah, no, there's no units at all. We took them all out. So that was kind of good. Alright. Bada boom. Just like that. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Hope you have a fantastic week coming up. I'll be back on Wednesday. Just a reminder about the second day. There will be 2 streams on July 17th. One will be at 8 a.m. my time. And that won't be on my Twitch channel. It'll be on the Slitherine Twitch channel. I'll probably post about that as the day comes closer. But then I'll also have my 6 p.m. normal stream during that evening, just as an FYI. Otherwise, I'll be back on Wednesday, and we will probably return to the Middle East. Try one of the Link campaign scenarios that were converted for the 2.31, and see how that goes. Thanks again for tuning in. If you like this type of content, please consider giving a like and subscribe. If you really, really like this type of content, consider signing up for Patreon. Every little bit helps. It really does. Huge thank you for tuning in to Stipe and Scud and John. Everyone that showed up. Thanks for that. I really appreciate it. Positive vibes. Love that, Natkin Way. That's awesome. Alright. On that note, take care. Smile always. And talk to you soon.